I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. Today I just kind of wanted to go through some interesting things that I've found out with some variants and discuss them a little bit. About some of the good stuff, some of the bad stuff in there. So this all started when I was going through my cards, and in one of my caches, I got Rockslide, the winter variant. This didn't mean that this filled out the rest of my winter variants, and I was able to get all of them. Now, what was interesting about getting Rockslide as a winter variant, if you look through all my variants, you'll see that I have Rockslide here on balance. But if you look next to him, you won't see that I have his natural on here. And just to make sure I don't have him in some sort of weird, let's do A through Z real quick. So you can see I have my variants on. But you can, as you'll see here, I didn't pick up the normal variant of Rockslide. I just have the Christmas variant on it. And that's kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing, because I was kind of excited because I didn't have the base variant of this, so I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to get this off the Christmas package. But I was. But what it also has made is that there's certain cards that you can now get just by going to the shop. This started off with stuff like Invisible Woman and Rogue. And now the newest one is Sarah. And the thing about Sarah is that Sarah is such a powerful card that there are top decks that need her, want her. And as you buy stuff more and more in the shop, you can get cards that are very good for you. I mean, Angela pretty much everybody has, but Sarah, a lot of people are missing. Sunspot everybody has, pretty much. So, but even with Sunspot, you can get collector's tokens. And these collector's tokens are what make it so that you can buy two Series 3 cards, I should say. Another thing about variants that is kind of weird or interesting, like let's say I like this Jubilee, this Peach Monaco variant. But I don't have the gold for it right now. I can't pin this card. And I know somebody's going to say, oh, just, go buy, gold down here. But there are certain people who can't buy gold right now for whatever reason, and if they like this particular variant and they can't get it right now, they can't pin it saying, hey, I'll be back and get this in a week. And if it walked up this slot saying, hey, you pinned all 6 slots, these are the 6 slots you're stuck at, that's, great on one hand and bad on the other hand. But if nobody's going to buy this, because they don't have the gold right now and they can't buy the gold, what's the difference between letting them pin this and letting them buy it later? Also, you need to start giving stuff more names. Like, this one's just called Variant. And I think there's some, like, news down the bottom or later on in the world that you're going to actually put, like, more, like, artist names up here. But if I like this particular, like, card art, there should be a way that I can go into my collection and sit there and go, hey, I like this card art. Like, give me a notification when this card art comes up. Like, I should be able to go in and say, you know, I like this variant. Let me know, give me a notification, and you can put it somewhere even I can hear. Or you could just click on it and say, hey, notify me when this variant comes back up. Or maybe up here where you could, like, pin this actual variant. I know there's some people out there who like particular variants, like, there's some people who like the chibi variants, and you can pin that and say, hey, I want to know when the shop has a chibi variant in there. I know there's a lot of people out there who like the pixel variant. So again, let me pin this, and what it would just do is kind of give me an alert. Like a red dot in the shop, like how you get when the shop refreshes. And it says, hey, you know there's a pixel variant in here that you get right now. You know. Then let me just pin it. Let me pin it the same way I pin tokens in the token shop, or cards in the token shop. If I don't like the card, I'm not going to pin it. And if I do like the card, I'm going to pin it. And you're not going to... If I can't afford to get it today, I can maybe afford to get it down the road. And I know that loses somewhat of the FOMO of get it right now or you may never see it again. But I think you'd get more off of people who would be like, hey, I actually want to get all the baby variants. Or I want to get all the Dan hip variants, because this is a neat little bird. So maybe I like this bird, but maybe I don't have the ability to buy money right now. I mean, then do the same things for fast upgrades if you want to. If I want to pin Mysterio for whatever reason, let me pin it. I mean, what are you losing off of it, you know? I think you'll get more money off of it, but the biggest thing about variants is the power creep that you get off of this. I bought cards just to get cards into my collection, and I know I'll get the base variants of them down the road. But that's the main reason that right now I own a Spider-Man, because Spider-Man just wouldn't show up into my deck. It's the main reason I own Sarah, because Sarah just wouldn't show up into my deck. And originally it was the main reason I bought Rogue. I mean, eventually I got her winter version by doing the winter caches. And again, I want to give you some praise that you let me pick up the winter version of Rock Slide without owning the base version of it. You know, it's nice that I was able to get Rock Slide and not have to have the base version of it. The reason when I got the holiday version of Rogue, I was really excited. I really liked this version of her. But I thought the only reason I got her is because I bought the 90s version of her. I thought I had no shot of getting Rock Slide. You know. I mean, each and every one of the cards that's in here right now. You know, let me get rid of, you know, you can buy an Angela, you can buy an Invisible Woman, you can buy you can buy a Rogue, you can buy a Mr. Fantastic, you can get a Sandman, you can get a Spider-Man. You can get a Sarah. You can get a Dr. Doom. I mean, all of these cards were in the shop. And it started out with cards that were kind of like serious ones with stuff like Apocalypse. But the only reason that I have a Sarah right now is because I bought her. The only reason that I have a Spider-Man is because I bought him. You know, I don't own regular Spider-Man. This is my only Spider-Man. I mean, if you look at the Spider-Mans that I have, you know, he's the only one in here. There's the only Sarah that I own. You can see that she's the only one I have. I have my duplicates up. There's my only Spider-Man. I don't have his base version. And I know eventually down the road I'll get him. That's part of the reason that right now I pinned my Nick Fury. I just burned the last of my tokens to get my Vardy Man. And part of me wants to see how long it's going to be before I actually open him in a cache. So I'm kind of running an experiment because I have a feeling, but I can't prove it, that if you pin something in your cache, you won't get it out of a lockbox. You know, if you pin something in the token shop, you won't get it out of your caches, I should say. So I have pinned a card of the Nick Fury to see exactly at what point I'm going to open this up in my actual reserves. So each time I go to a collector's reserve, I'm going to see if I actually get the Nick Fury card. And the only reason I can pin a Nick Fury is because of the fact that for Christmas you got a copy of him. You know, that's the only reason that he's basically able for me to pin this, to run this experiment, because I'm not losing out on a card. So that's the experiment that I'm currently running, is to see exactly at what point I'm going to open up a Nick Fury for my reserves. I started this at 1 second. At level 2410. So that was the first time the cache came open. And I'll let you know at the point at which I actually get Nick Fury in one of my caches. I have a feeling he's going to be my last card. But if you are interested at all in the winter variant rushes that are currently going on, you can actually pick up the winter cards, even if you don't own the base cards to them. So if you happen to be missing Rogue or Ebony Maw or Patriot or Rock Slide or Abomination, you can get them here before, even if you are missing them, even if you don't have the base model. So if you were worried about that at all, if you had any concerns about that happening, don't feel weird about opening up the caches right now. For anybody who wants to make caches better in the future, always getting stuff in the future for variants, let me pin stuff. Let me pin if I like, you know, I mean, some of them, I know you can't pin like Ancestors, I get that. But if I happen to like Pixels, let me do Pixels. If I happen to like Dan Hip, let me put out a word on here. Let me go into the shop and pin them in the shop. And you can say as much as you want to that you're not trying to make this game pay to win. But when you have cards like Sarah in the shop, and she is basically deck defining for, I think, like 3 different decks out there, you're definitely making this game more pay for advantage. And even stuff like Sunspot, because you're putting the 2,000 collector tokens in there. This is 2 Series 1 cards. Or Pool 1, or whatever you want to call them. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for fun.